Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL lately, you know that the Cleveland Browns are at a pivotal point in their franchise history. The excitement around the team has been building up, especially after a preseason game that has everyone talking. This game, played against the Carolina Panthers, was more than just a warm-up. It was a showcase of potential, a glimpse into what could be a new era for Cleveland at the quarterback position, with Shedeur taking center stage. The Browns decided to give Sanders the start in this preseason game, and let me tell you, what they saw was pretty promising. The initial drives for Cleveland didn't exactly start smooth. It was a bit shaky, a little rough around the edges, which is expected in preseason. But then, as the game progressed, Sanders found his rhythm, his confidence growing with each snap. By the time the game was over, Sanders had completed 69% of his passes, throwing for 138 yards, and most importantly, tossing 2 touchdowns. That final scoreline, a 30-10 win for Cleveland, might seem straightforward on paper, but what's more telling is the way Sanders operated on the field. He looked comfortable, composed, and showed a poise that is rare for a young quarterback just getting his feet wet at the NFL level. This performance was significant not just for the Browns, but for the entire division. The AFC North has long been known for its physical, hard-nosed football, and now, adding a young quarterback like Sanders to the mix, especially after a game like that, it could shake up the entire landscape. The only other quarterback who played for Cleveland in that game was Tyler Huntley, but it was Sanders who stole the show. His performance, even in a limited sample, has stirred conversations about the future of Cleveland's quarterback room. And let's talk about the competition because this preseason is shaping up to be a real battle. You've got Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and now Shedeur Sanders, each vying for the starting job. But Sanders' showing has put some serious pressure on those other guys. Gabriel, Pickett, Flacco, they all need to perform well, not just to earn the starting spot, but to keep their spot on the roster once the regular season kicks off. And the question on everyone's mind is, will Sanders be the guy to lead Cleveland in September? Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now, amidst all this buzz, there's a lot of optimism coming from within the Browns' locker room, especially from the players who see potential in Sanders. Recently, Cleveland wide receiver Jeudy, who has been working hard to establish himself as a reliable target this season, shared some high praise for Sanders. Jeudy said, "He's got a bright future." And you know what? That kind of endorsement from a player of Jeudy's caliber, especially given the weak depth at wide receiver for Cleveland this year, could be a sign that the team's future might be brighter than many expected. Of course, the coaching staff and management hold the key in this situation. Cleveland's head coach Kevin Stefanski and general manager Andrew Berry will be the ones to decide whether Sanders stays on the roster or if they look elsewhere for their starting quarterback in 2025. As of now, Sanders' performance in the preseason has certainly opened the door for a serious conversation about his role. But it's not just about talent. It's also about consistency, leadership, and the trust the coaching staff places in him. Looking ahead, the Browns are preparing for their next big test, the upcoming preseason game against the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be another crucial step in evaluating Sanders and the other quarterbacks vying for the starting job. If Cleveland decides to give Sanders another start, it could set the tone for the rest of the preseason, maybe even for the regular season. But if they opt to go with someone else, like Gabriel, Pickett, or Flacco, then Sanders' chances of winning the starting role might diminish significantly. It's worth noting that as of this week, all three, Gabriel, Pickett, and Flacco, were back at practice, which means everyone is healthy and ready to compete at full strength. That makes the decision even more difficult for the Browns' coaching staff. As long as everyone stays healthy, Sanders will have to impress even more if he wants to secure that starting gig. The battle is fierce, and the stakes are high. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this preseason performance is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Cleveland's recent history has been marked by optimism mixed with frustration, especially considering the talent they've assembled and the expectations that come with it. The Browns have one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL, and they've been waiting for a franchise quarterback to truly elevate the team into serious playoff contention. Sanders' emergence, even in a small sample size, has reignited some of that hope. But fans are also aware that preseason stats don't tell the full story. The real test comes when the regular season begins. Can Sanders carry this momentum into September? Will he be able to lead the Browns to victory week after week? Those questions are still unanswered, but one thing is clear: the Cleveland Browns are in a transitional phase. They're trying to find their identity on offense, and Sanders' development could be the catalyst that propels them into a new era of success. And let's not forget the importance of this decision beyond just the 2024 season. The Browns are likely to evaluate Sanders' potential not just for this year, but for the future. If they believe in his talent, his arm, and his leadership, he could be the franchise quarterback they've been searching for since the days of Bernie Kosar, and more recently, Baker Mayfield. That kind of stability at the position could change the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. Of course, the NFL is a league where things can change in an instant. A single game, a single decision, can alter the course of a season. But the early signs are promising for Sanders, and the Browns, as they look to solidify their quarterback position, are watching every move carefully. Fans should be excited because this is just the beginning of what could be an incredible journey for Cleveland. The preseason might be just a warm-up, but the stakes are real. The competition is fierce, and every throw, every practice, every game adds a new chapter to this story. Now, as we wrap up, I want to emphasize that the excitement around Sanders and the Browns isn't just about one game or one preseason performance. It's about the potential for a new wave of success, a chance to finally put a long-standing question mark at quarterback behind them. The team is rebuilding, retooling, and reimagining their future, and Sanders' development will be a key factor in how far they go. Cleveland fans have every reason to be optimistic, but they also know that patience and perseverance are part of the process. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Sanders' performance and his chances to be the starter? Do you think he has what it takes to lead the Browns this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Thanks for riding along with me today, and as always, go Browns!